Good Tuesday afternoon. I am William Theo here for PTV News Now. Tops on our stories for this afternoon. Former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, through his legal counsel, asked the House Quad Committee to take a rain check on his no-show today for the panel's hearing on the thousands of alleged extrajudicial killings during his war on illegal drugs. The former president, through his lawyer Martin Delgra III, cited poor health for his decision to skip today's hearing, even though he made it clear since last week of his intent to attend and testify under oath. Duterte has been cited by former PCSO chairman and ex-Davao City Police Chief Rohingya Garma of putting up a reward system for the capture or neutralization of illegal drug pushers or personalities. A claim retired Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido insisted on his testimony in August when the panel began its work. Still, Duterte's counsel Martin Delgra III assured everyone of Duterte's intent to attend the session, preferably after the days of the dead holidays. It was an unannounced trip he made yesterday, but U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin flew to Kyiv to personally assure Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky the Biden administration will get Ukraine what it needs to sustain its 32-month resistance against Russia's invasive designs. But Austin stopped short of guaranteeing or granting Zelensky's fervent wish for long-range U.S.-made missiles that could strike military targets way deep inside Russian cities and towns, or bringing up Zelensky's victory plan that calls for Ukraine's outright membership into the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. And although Austin brought with him the latest tranche in military aid worth $400 million to include armored vehicles, anti-tank weapons, ammunitions for rockets and artillery fire, and mortar systems and rounds, no new weaponry, particularly the ones in Kyiv wish list, was provided. By not acceding to Kyiv or Zelensky's wishes for long-range missiles and weaponry, Washington is tacitly making it clear it wants no war with Russia and will not risk supplying ballistic missiles to Ukraine that Russia will surely respond to. Their group or demographic represents less than a tenth of America's electorate, but most of them are registered voters who go out to cast their votes. Hence, presidential candidates have always sought and wooed them during the stomp. But this year, the Teamsters did not endorse the Democratic Party's bet, and other workers' unions have been shifting towards former President Donald Trump. One such, the Casino Workers Union in Sin City, who have warmed up to Trump's promise not to tax their gratuities or tips as they make, as VOA's Catherine Gibson reports.
At a rally for Vice President Kamala Harris, excitement among union workers for her plan to end taxes on tips or gratuities that workers receive.
I know that Vice President Kamala Harris has a plan, a clear plan to end federal taxes on tips for us service workers here in Nevada. That's right, that's right. And that Donald Trump, pretending he is the tipped workers' savior, is a dangerous lie.
Former President and Republican candidate Donald Trump has also visited the city that relies on the service industry to promote his plan of no taxes on tips for casino dealers, waitresses, and housekeepers.
That is going to be adored by the employees, by all of the employees, particularly that don't have salaries and that they work on tips. That's going to be loved by them.
Trump has also earned the support of the Las Vegas Police Department.
The majority of our citizens trust law enforcement. And so if law enforcement says, hey, we believe this person has our best interests at heart, that they're going to keep you safe, that they're going to try and make our economy thrive, that people trust what we say.
Gramas has spoken about Trump's support for law enforcement at numerous rallies.
A man like Donald Trump and his campaign has always stood by us and said, no, I'm not going to bend to the winds of politics.
The endorsement of the tens of thousands of union workers employed in Nevada is eagerly sought by presidential candidates.
Harris also earned the endorsement of the local Teamsters Union. But the National Association of Freight Drivers and Warehouse Workers declined to endorse either presidential candidate.
Some voters here in Nevada see that as an important sign.
Well, they always went Democratic. So now if they're not doing Democratic, that means they must be leaning towards who? Trump.
But the Culinary Workers Union in Las Vegas did endorse Harris.
Working class voters are smart. They're not dumb, and they are a little skeptical. But the problem with President Trump is that he lies, and he lies a lot. However, Vice President Harris, this is part of an overall program to tackle the cost of living.
And they're knocking on doors to let voters know.
We're just canvassing for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Okay.
We're all voting for her.
Big corporations coming in and price gouging us on food, gas, rent. So having, the right candidate in office, telling them the correct information, what I know as facts, that, Kamala's going to be there for us, the middle class, the union members.
Union members here in Nevada, one of just a handful of swing states that decide the presidential election, could end up casting the deciding vote. Catherine Gibson in Las Vegas, Nevada, VOA News.
And that is a wrap for this afternoon's program. Join us anew later for tonight's slate, breaking stories and our Baguio City news on the Cordilleras. Always stay connected by catching the news right here. I am William Theo, and thank you for watching PTV News Now.